That was the biggest curveball.
Really? You didn't expect that?
I'm Christian Del Grosso.
And I'm Krista McGowan. And you're listening to the Kris and Kris podcast.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Kris and Kris podcast. I have a special guest here with me today. This is a completely new guest. We don't know her. This is my fiance. The stupidest intro. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest for you today.
Who is she?
Who is she?
She's a fiance.
We don't know this woman. She's new here.
Guys.
My fiance.
Our Valentine's Day episode. We are engaged. Can you believe it?
Oh my God, dude. This is a big episode.
I have been waiting for the day that we could make this episode.
Wait, hold on a second. This is a big episode.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Think about it. This is a big episode.
This is like the biggest moment of my life.
Well, and me too.
So
me
far.
too.
You too.
Me
yeah.
too. Yeah,
of
me
course.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's so funny because every conversation that we have about the engagement, it's all the attention is on Kristen. You know, like, we're so happy for you. And everybody's running up to Kristen, looking at the ring and doing the whole spiel. And I'm just sitting there like this.
I know. I wonder why
like
that's
this.
the case. Like, you did
With
so
no
much
diamonds
work.
on my finger.
Yeah,
like this.
it's like they want to know what the story is from me.
You, yeah.
But I actually really want to hear the story from you. So today we are sharing our engagement story.
Yeah.
I'm so
the full
excited.
Spiel.
Yeah, it's just so crazy. Like, now that I think back and look back at our past episodes that we just recently filmed, it's like, I had no idea that you even were conjuring all this up.
Yep.
While we're talking about where we're going to move and just like life in general, what this year looks like. Like, I started this year thinking, got nothing new going on, you know? I said that. And I was like, oh, it feels like a little stressful because it's like, what's next? And then you're sitting there like.
She said, got nothing else going on this year. Nothing has changed for me.
Yeah, like I just thought new year, same whatever. And then you had this whole thing going. And now I feel like a brand new lady.
I'm sorry.
I'm a lady now. She's
dancing all over me, and it's hard for me to pay attention during this podcast. So if I veer off, it's because now there's a rock that dances in front of my face all day long.
Yeah, you are like, stare at it more than I do.
I know, and I'm after going through this process of getting engaged and looking at rings and diamonds and stuff, I became a diamond connoisseur. So now I was already obsessed with diamonds. Now I'm on a whole other level obsessed with diamonds. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, you definitely know more about them than I do. I'm more just like, I want to get engaged. I'm not like, I don't know anything about diamonds or rings or jewelry in general.
And
really.
I'm going through all the specs in specifics about diamonds, and we got to have the best color, and we got to have the best clarity, and we want no inclusions, and I'm
like, huh?
Yeah, and Kristen's just happy to be
like,
there.
This is pretty.
Kristen's just happy to be there.
Yeah. Oh, I can't believe it. I literally feel like we're in a whole new era. I feel like we're in honeymoon phase too. Don't you feel that a little bit?
Yeah.
Because we've been together for so long.
Yeah.
But like, I never expected to like get engaged and have this whole new wind of like,
Giddies,
like so giddy. Yeah. We just like stare at each other and it's like, ah.
Yeah. No, Kristen's been so happy. And I've been so happy also.
Have you noticed?
But Kristen's been on like this new level of giddy and happy. And all my friends are texting me being like, I know Kristen's in the best mood ever since you proposed.
But I was never in a bad mood.
No, Kristen was never in a bad mood.
Let's just get that straight.
Never in a bad mood. Kristen's just even more excited and happy now.
You want to know the song that I sing him at home now?
Oh yeah, yep. Go ahead and sing it. She made up a song. We're gonna record it. This is gonna be a single released by Kristen McGowan, 2023.
This is the anthem for all people getting engaged.
Yep. Go ahead and sing it for them.
You're not my boyfriend anymore.
And that's it.
That's it. Just got one line.
And that's it. That's the entire song.
That's it.
And that's gonna be a number one top 10.
I wake up and sing that to him.
Top hits above Taylor Swift, above Adele.
I think someone could make a song out of that. So if you're wanting to, you can take it from me.
Whoa, hold on a second.
Oh.
No. Hold on a second. No. I'm Kristen's manager. Nobody's taking anything. Okay, this is gonna be. Why are you giving it to people?
I don't know.
It
came from here first.
No, that's a me and you
That's a us thing. Okay, fine.
You're the singer. I'm producing it. We're not giving it to anyone.
Sorry, take that back.
But that's Kristen's song. She's been singing that to me every morning. So she
Not my
reminds me every morning, "You're not
boyfriend."
my boyfriend anymore," and she
I
sings
don't
it.
have a boyfriend.
Yep.
No boyfriend here. Woohoo! And it's my first Valentine's Day, our first Valentine's Day.
And today's Valentine's Day.
Yeah. As I was going to say
As
newlyweds.
bing bong and bing bong.
We are not newlyweds. We
Yeah.
are newly engaged.
Yeah.
I just never
I was gonna say introducing Kristen Del Grosso, but then I was like, wait, no, that's not a thing yet.
How funny is that though? Like I used to think just when we were little, like, well, not when we were little, like when we were younger, you know, when you kind of play around like, oh, what's your name going to be? You actually wouldn't do that because I guess your name never changes, or some people do.
Right.
But
Even if it does, though, it sounds the same.
even if I change my name, it's like, it's the same name as your name.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Kristen Del Grosso. And that's like me, Christian Del Grosso,
How
my whole life.
confusing.
Yeah, it's a little, well, no, it's not really, yeah, it is pretty confusing. Well, not really. But yes, it is confusing because people are obviously going to remember you as McGowan.
Yeah.
So then
Maybe.
now they're going to double it up with me and be, yeah, I mean.
We introduced ourselves
It's
as Kris and
exactly
Kris
the
the other
same.
day because it was like, okay, this is getting too confusing.
Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah.
Because Kristen and Christian is like they're the same name, but the pronunciation is so mildly different that
Yeah.
it confuses people.
Mhm.
Like
If you say it too fast.
Christian and Kristen.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, Christian and Kristen. And even my grandparents.
Oh,
even
yeah.
my grandmother, she's so funny because she's Italian. So it's just Christ and Christ.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. This works.
Okay, but what are the chances that
What?
you marry
A Christian.
a Kristen?
Oh, Kristen. Yeah.
You know, like, did you ever think? We're not married yet, but
No, but that never crossed my mind of being an issue at any point.
no, not
Didn't
an
matter
issue,
what the name
but like,
was.
isn't that kind of funny? Like, it's like, oh, what?
Yeah, the names are really similar.
Yeah.
So it is. Yeah, it's just like
It's just like, what are the chances?
it's funny because people how do you say this? People what's the word? Why
Pronounce?
am I blanking out? No, not pronounce. It's like they not approve, but they're the ones that are affirming that there's that weird commonality.
Oh, yeah.
So like
We never did.
We don't think about it that
Ever.
way.
I don't think we ever did that when we were younger.
But people confirm it when they meet us. So now with everybody doing
They're
it, we're
like,
like,
it's
okay,
meant
so
to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my fiance, and we've been doing things together now.
My fiance. Doesn't
been
that sound
doing-
fancy?
Fancy schmancy, but we've been doing things as fiancés now.
Yeah, like everything is new again.
Yeah, but not even just us doing things together, even individually.
Yeah.
We're doing things individually as fiancés. So
What did you tell me
Kristen
the other
has
day?
coffee in the morning as a
fiancé.
fiance. Mm-hmm. You don't have coffee in the morning anymore as Kristen or as a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You're a fiance.
Yeah.
And me, I go to the bathroom as a fiance.
Yes.
Yep, it's all the new
It's
things
all
that we're
new
doing.
again. And you know what?
She said
It's-
yes.
Yes,
So I go to
it's
the bathroom
true.
as a fiance. Yes.
It's a whole new world. It honestly feels like a whole new world. Yeah. It really does.
That's already a song. You can't do
And
that.
you know, you guys probably noticed we didn't go on and on about when we're going to get married and engagement and all those types of plans. We just haven't dove into that like publicly because it was just whenever it's going to happen, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
it's so exciting because
And it was so on me though.
yeah.
So the stress and pressure that I've been under
Because people ask me and it's like, well, it's
for
not-
years.
Yeah. For you.
Just the silence for years.
So
And then you're
awkward.
just Kristen's just
It's like, yeah.
because
No,
it's,
seriously, it's a thing. Like if you're with someone for a long time, you do get a million questions and everyone's story is different. So if you're in a relationship like we are, I was going to say that's long term, maybe long distance, maybe it just sounds it's very different than other people's. Like your timing is going to be different than other people's. So
the thing with us too is like we know each other so well and knew each other so well this entire process that there was never any uncertainty on whether or not we were going to get married.
yeah, if
So
there
it's-
was uncertainty, I would be like,
Yeah,
what
see
am
ya.
I doing? Yeah, like bye.
Yeah,
but it
I would
wasn't
be-
like that at all. And I hope people didn't think it was, you know, but
we're and there's people out there like us for sure, but we are like the unique scenario where we know each other so well. There was no uncertainty.
Yeah.
And everybody else around you could like make things a bigger deal than they actually are by being like, how are you not engaged yet? Or how are you not married yet? Blah, blah, without knowing our circumstances
Yeah.
and things that we were going through. So yeah, it's always been the thing.
Yeah, like
Especially for me,
I
it's always
always
been-
thought I was going to be engaged and married to you, you know?
Tap me up.
How exciting. But like now that it actually is like the reality, I'm still in shock because,
Yeah.
you know, I just need to start this out by saying I literally had no idea.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
Like I knew that he wanted to propose in the near future and that kind of thing. Of course, we always talk about that. It's not like that caught me out of the blue of like, I can't believe he's proposing.
No, we've been
It
together
was-
for 12 years. So
Yeah.
we've been talking about this.
Yes.
This isn't like a new, like, oh my God, I had no idea. We
Yeah.
literally talk about it all the time of we want to get engaged, we want to get married, and we want to have kids, and we want to do all that stuff. So it's not,
No.
this isn't out of the woodwork.
No, no.
How did this happen?
Not like
You
that,
know?
but more when people are like, did you know he was going to propose?
Right. In the,
The
yeah.
answer is absolutely not. Like, oh my gosh, I can't even emphasize that enough how much I had no idea. So we should bring it back and tell the story.
So let's go into it because this is fun. And it's fun to talk about it. So many people have been asking us.
Yeah.
And
I
we're
feel like
yeah.
we've been storytelling the
Yeah.
same story for like a week.
I'm like, we've already been doing this podcast. We just haven't recorded it yet.
Oh, this happened on February 4th,
Yep.
Saturday,
February
by the way.
4th, Saturday. Yep, I remember that. Got it in my calendar.
Write it down.
a
It's our
permanent-
new thing.
Yeah, it's a permanent event now for the rest of the future of my Google Calendar. But basically, Kristen has, like, if we just start from the ring part, Kristen has been very specific about the ring that she likes or the style of ring that she likes per se. So we've been going back and forth about this forever. We've already been talking about it. You've sent me photos. We've looked at photos together. We've looked at videos together. And there's been so many different styles, but Kristen has always been in love with this oval cut diamond.
And I wanted simplicity. Like, I don't wear jewelry really. So it was like, this is going to be the only thing I really wear a lot. So I just wanted it to be something that felt like it really fit me. Because I find when I wear jewelry, things look like, I don't know. I have this whole thing of like, oh, it's not supposed to be on you. Like when I put earrings on or just things. So
You look good with earrings, though.
yeah, sometimes, you know, but
No, you
sometimes,
always look good with earrings.
Thanks.
Yeah, you just don't wear them often, but
Yeah, but just things like that. Like I feel like, oh, I don't know if this suits me, but it's weird that just even having this ring on it, I look down at it and I don't feel like weird that I have this piece of jewelry on. I feel like this is what was always supposed to be there. Like that's what
Really?
this totally feels like to me, which I never expected.
okay, good.
But anyway, sorry, I cut you off.
But that's because that's not just a piece of jewelry.
I know.
It's more than a piece of jewelry. So
Yeah.
if you didn't feel like that was supposed to be there, then there's
Yeah.
There's
but
more
I
going-
mean, if it was
there's more
some,
going on.
yeah, but if there was like, if it was some crazy style or something
Yeah,
that I'd be like, oh, like, I don't know. You just wouldn't feel as comfortable in it. And
Yeah.
I feel like totally like comfortable,
Embodying it.
love it. Like it is me.
in your
It's
engagement
a part
era.
of me
Yep.
in my
100%.
engagement era,
Yeah.
life era.
So Kristen really liked the oval cut, which has been a trendier.
It's been on
ring.
trend for quite a while.
It's a newer age engagement ring. What's the best way of
Yeah.
saying it? Like it's a newer idea. It's a newer cut, right? Or has it been around for a while? I don't know.
I think they've always all been around, just they do come into different like time periods. Like circles was a big thing. Now I think cushion is a new thing that people are doing,
Wow.
like emerald cut. So this is actually like, I don't know if it's the trending thing right now, but I find that it suits my fingernail shape, which is not very square.
No, not the
So-
trending thing right now, but like what? So all these different stones have been around,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
So like oval, like the exact style of ring has been done before, like in the past.
Yes, it's just before like,
And I mean, I don't mean this like so ignorantly, like nobody else, other people have this ring. I mean, like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
people were doing oval cut on like on a nice band. Because I feel like
Yes.
I've never seen them until you started showing me girls that had them and
yeah.
them doing it.
Well, to be honest, I haven't looked at rings like my whole life like that. It wasn't something I did, but
If there's any ring
before-
professionals out there, please
yeah.
let us know because
But trends
have
used
no
to be
idea.
like chunkier bands and multiple stones instead of just the one solitaire, I think it's called.
right.
So, yeah, I think this minimal look is becoming more on trend.
Just a nice stone.
Yeah. I just
on a
wanted this
smooth
whole
band.
kind of like just simple, nice.
It
yeah.
does accentuate the rock more. And this is going
Yeah.
to be farther from you guys,
The
so I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. But the diamond sits nicely, and the band isn't the band isn't loud. I like to say the word loud because loud just for me means bigger. But the band isn't so loud that it takes away from the rings or from the stone. So you get to see this stone on this like pedestal, and it's really beautiful. Versus
Yeah,
having
so
like all the multiple stones where I feel like it takes away from the beauty of a stone when you have so many of them. Because then you're
Yeah.
looking at like 3 different stones, 4 different stones.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot. It's just a lot going on.
So things have changed a lot. But at first, when I would tell him, like, you know, people would be like, send pictures of rings to him so he knows what to get, like, whenever he goes and gets it, you know? And so I would send him pictures of rings that were just a gold band and an oval diamond.
Well,
and
she
like,
sent me a
that's
lot
it.
of different things, and I started getting really stressed out because there was so many different, not like the same style of
Yeah.
a ring, but so many different
Details.
details of
like
the ring.
hidden halos and prongs and
So I said to Kristen one day, like, hey, do you want to just go, you know, look at some diamonds and look in some bands and see what, you know, and just try some stuff on? And she was just, yes, of course. So
it was like
any
it was
girl's
like a
gonna say,
random like it was such a random
Random
day.
day.
I was like working on the computer, like not thinking I'm going anywhere, and you're like, do you want to go do that? I'm like, okay, like I'll get ready now, like so excited.
And that is where we got to like solidify which styles and got everything dialed in, because I was in panic mode. There was too many different variations of this ring that she had sent me. So like going together and actually going to see some styles actually helped out a lot.
It helped me too.
And helped Kristen too.
Because I would just send him pictures from like Pinterest, and I'm sending him things like, this is what I want, but I didn't actually know what I wanted. Like I've never tried on rings like that. I didn't know what I would gravitate towards. And it kind of reminds me of like what they say about wedding dress shopping, about when you go, you actually might end up liking something different than you went in planning for.
Right.
So we went in there planning for, like, the lady was like, what do you want to try on? And I was like, oh, just an oval ring with a gold band. And then you start seeing all the other options that you can do. And this band style was sitting there and I just loved it. Like, I just thought it was so pretty. And that's what we ended up going with.
Yeah. And we have to normalize this. We have to normalize couples going. And experimenting together so that you can both figure out what you like the most and what makes you happy. Because
I would have never been disappointed or anything if you did what we had originally planned, but this just feels like
no. But if it's something like
so
an
attracted
engagement
to it.
ring, you got to make it. You got to get what you want. You know, if this is something that you're gonna be wearing all the time. It really shouldn't come down to detail, which is unfortunate sometimes, because you know it really does. It's the principle, right? That you're going to propose and you're going to take that next step in your life. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
But
the ring is not the most important thing.
no, it's not by any means.
But we start the whole story with the ring.
Yeah, no, but you know, like if there is an opportunity where you can get to see styles and actually narrow down things that you like or what you don't like, at least it'll make you more happy to be wearing this, you know, this new piece of jewelry on your hand that you're going to be wearing.
At the end of the day, it was just fun.
Yeah, 100%.
It was fun and it was a beautiful day just doing that.
It took a load off my shoulders. So to any of the guys that are out there, if you're like newly preparing to propose and you're panicked, go to a jewelry store just for
suggest an outing.
Just for the freak of it.
Yeah.
And have a little, you know, pretend like you're going to a playground and just have fun.
Yeah. Go
look at some stuff, check some stuff. Pay attention to her reaction, you know, if she's overly reacting to certain things, and you go, okay, you know, make a note in your iPhone notes or your whatever the heck you have for notes.
Yeah.
And just pay attention, because then you can get a more specific idea, the more direct idea to what she wants. And then it's easy from then. But if you're going in there blind and she sent you pictures and you have no real idea, you know, it does get stressful because you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to get something that, you know, the other person doesn't like.
I didn't want any of this to stress you out in any way. So I know that it can turn into that when it's like, what are you going to do? What's the ring going to be? Like, it's all this stuff. And I feel like it doesn't need to be that way, but it really was a fun day. Like,
no, it was fun.
I remember that day and I was like, this is the best day ever. And then we went to dinner after and it was like,
I became more obsessed with diamonds after going to that jewelry store. Like after seeing, because we got to see diamonds like in front of us. They would pull out all the different carats and
they're
everything.
like, you don't touch them.
Yeah. So we could just see like what size of a diamond, you know, Kristen liked, and obviously the big ones come out, and it's like, whoa.
And then I was
Love
like,
them.
no. Remember? I said no to some.
Okay.
Because I thought that's too much.
We'll run with that story.
That's crazy.
But you see all the diamonds come out, and for me, I started turning into Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Like I wanted all of them. I'm looking at them like, my precious. They stole it. You know, and you start going into the whole character thing, and it's a problem. But the diamonds are so beautiful when you see them in person, isolated, just the stones. I found a whole new love for diamonds, even though I was already obsessed with diamonds. So even Kristen, we got to see everything. We got to see bands isolated. We got to see stones on bands. We got to see stones on their own.
Yeah.
And it was such a fun experience.
It was so fun.
Yeah, just to do that.
I remember I was even like on our way out, I was like, can I take a picture with you with like the girl that was helping us? Because
she helped us so
day
much.
just like felt so memorable. And then we went to dinner at a place that we really liked. So I just kept saying like, this is the best day ever. Because
And we wasn't even engaged that day.
we weren't even engaged yet, but I felt like I was, you know, like doing that could have been it. Like that was just so exciting.
Yeah. But fast forward. From the, so we had done all that. Kristen had given me all the right hints. I knew what to do now. I got the ring, but the ring actually got made relatively quickly. So it came in pretty quick. And I had this ring on me since was it January? Or was it before Christmas? Was it before Christmas? It was before Christmas. Oh, it was before Christmas.
Well, I said, don't tell me, like,
Kristen said, don't tell me
anything. Like, I just didn't want to know anything. Like, we go to this ring shop, but like, don't tell me anything after that because I can't keep thinking every day, like, and just, I wanted to just wipe it out of my head and just be like ultimately surprised. Yeah,
100%. Because that was such a fun day. And Kristen, after that, was giddy, but at the same time, like reserved because she didn't know what follows this. We just went and did all this.
Don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah. We just went there and nothing ever happened. But yeah, having it was almost worse than not having it.
Wow.
Because I was just starting to get anxious because
what do I do?
I had this ring on me and it's like, this isn't my ring and I have it and it's in my possession and you don't know anything about it. And this ring resembles like the next biggest step in our future. And I'm like, what do I do? How do I do this? I can't keep this ring. Like, this is Kristen's ring. I have to give this to Kristen. And I would just sit there and like ponder. How do I do it? How do I do it? Calling my friends, calling my family. What should I do? Like, I had this idea and people were spitballing ideas of how we could do it. And the main thing for me was that I love my parents so much and Kristen's parents so much, and so does Kristen, vice versa, that I thought it would be really special if we could incorporate them in this somehow. Not for the actual like proposal, but just that we could all get to be together because in my family, this is going to be like, that was the first, I'm their first son. Like
we said in last episode that like our family was in town and, our parents are staying with us.
We did say that.
So even all that, like, I didn't know anything was happening at that point, but yes, like we had this week where my parents were in town and Christian's parents were also in town for just 3 days.
Yeah, it was a really short window. Yeah, but I was on the phone with my friend Marcus Johns, and he was actually one of the last people that I spoke to about the proposal and what I should do.
How many people did you call?
A lot. I talked to a lot of people. I spoke to a lot of people. A lot of people.
All when I wasn't around.
Yeah, everybody who's watching this knows, you know who you are. Spoke to a lot of people.
That's funny.
A lot of people. But I spoke to Marcus and I told him, I was like, look, I don't know what to do. But my parents are going to be in town. Kristen's parents are already in town. We're both going to be together. There's a small window. We're both going to be together. All of us are going to be together for like a few days. And I'm trying to figure out how or if I should do it during this time. And he told me, if you don't do it while they're both in town, you're stupid. And I was like, crap. Okay. Yeah, it does have to be when they're in town.
He's right. Like,
what do you mean he's right?
Well, no. Like,
that
he's
was
right.
a tough decision to make.
Yeah, that is a tough decision.
It could have happened prior.
Yeah, it could have.
When just your parents were in town.
Right.
Which I was planning.
But then that's kind of like, oh, wouldn't they feel left out?
Yeah.
If like half people get invited, like.
Well, yeah. Well, my parents hadn't been in town yet.
Yeah.
So it was just your parents. But I did tell my parents. They were aware. Like, I'm like, this could happen because I didn't have an exact plan yet. So I said, when I talked to my mom and my dad on the phone prior to them coming, I said, this could happen before you guys get here or it could happen while you're here. I haven't decided yet, but just kind of be open for whatever. If it happens before you guys get here,
Right.
you guys are coming into town and we'll all celebrate together.
Right.
But I was like, it also could happen while you're here. So I'll keep you posted.
Wow.
So it never happened. It never happened when they weren't here.
Yes.
So when they got here, they were already anticipating, are you doing it? Because you haven't done it yet. Are you going to do it while you're here? And I was like,
Oh my gosh.
I was really coming down to the wire of how or if I was going to do it when even they got here, because there wasn't much time.
Yeah, there wasn't much time.
So I was like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh. So my parents were here for a month in California, and Christian's parents were coming for 3 days because his brother had this show to play. His band had a show. So they were like, we want to come out for that. And my parents were staying with us. So I was like, okay, there's this 3 day of overlap. And I'm just thinking, okay, what's going to be the itinerary for those days? Like, we're all going to be together. I'll plan out what we're going to do. So every day we had like dinner plans, day plans. Like, I had everything figured out. So, you know, in your head, you're trying to figure out, how am I going to do this when everyone's there? And in my head, I wasn't thinking he's going to propose, but if that ever crossed my mind, it'd be like, well, there's no time anyways. Like, I have the whole itinerary. Like, I planned our whole week.
Yeah.
So
you would, like, logically, there wouldn't have been any way.
Yeah, there's no way. If you started saying, oh, like, I want to start planning this day, I'd be like, I don't know, maybe that would like lead me on to thinking something.
I didn't even do that intentionally, because you just planned everything.
Yeah, you didn't think of, like, you never said anything.
So yeah, it was tight.
So when you picked your parents up from the airport, like, because I didn't go, which I normally go.
Yeah.
Were you guys talking about it in the car?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's so funny.
The whole way home. I mean, we were trying to figure it out, and I didn't have a plan yet. So I told them, I'm like, look, I don't have a plan yet. But I did tell them that if I do it, Saturday is the only day.
And they left on the Sunday morning. Leaving on Sunday. Both of our parents were leaving on Sunday.
So I was like, Saturday's the only day, because Julian's show
was on Friday.
People Are Ugly. Little shout out.
Yeah.
These guys are killing it.
Best band ever.
Best up and coming rock band right now. People Are Ugly. Such a funny name.
I know.
People Are Ugly.
I know, but it's like kind of like backwards, you know?
Woo! Yeah, they're killing it. They had a show on Friday. The reason why also this couldn't have worked out is because I reached out to two of my really good friends, Sheila and Maddie, and they are literally the reasons why, plural, right? Because they're literally the reasons why this was even possible, because the only way for me to do this was if I was able to, like, set something up somehow while we were out doing our other plans, that we could come back to something or go to something, you know, without me having to either be there or, you know, execute that.
Yeah, because there'd be no way for you to be apart from us during that time. No. Like, we were all doing stuff together.
It would have been obvious. And there were so many different options on what we could have done. But after speaking to them, I was like, you know, even asking them, I was like, what do you think of like an at-home proposal? If we do something cozy and at the house, and we are blessed, and we do have like a beautiful backyard. We live on a lake, and like there's actually
we get the sunset.
Yeah, we get the sunset, and there's really a perfect place in our backyard that has this little
arch.
It's like a little arch, like a little nook that as you're walking down to like the dock area. There's this arch that looks out, and I sent them a picture of it when you guys were actually in the backyard. You didn't see me, but you and your mom were on the couch having coffee. And I took like an overshot from our bedroom balcony of the arch. I think actually it's on my other phone.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
But I took a picture of the arch, and I was like, maybe we could do something here. And we were on Pinterest, like sending ideas back and forth of like that. But they thought it was a great idea. And at that point I was like, this is the only day I can do it. So we can't go do anything extravagant. We had plans on the actual Saturday. We were at a car show, because both of our dads are car fanatics, as am I. And they wanted to go to this car show.
Yeah, like we had to get tickets to this car show. Yeah. It was like actually a big thing. My dad wanted to meet this guy there, and it was like this whole thing. So they extended their trip to stay with us so that we could go to this car show.
Literally.
So my whole mindset on that day was, we're going to this car show because my dad wants to go there, and we're all going to go with him.
Yeah.
And then at night, I booked the dinner reservations for all of us.
Yep, to go to dinner.
So I already had that booked.
So there was literally a window.
There was a window of like, the car show ends this time. This is when the dinner is. So I'm thinking we're going home from this car show to go chill for a second and then get ready for dinner.
Yep.
Like, that's it. But anyways, walk us through it.
Yeah. She goes, anyway, continue. Tell us the story how you did it. Sheila and Maddie I basically so this is another thing that was really annoying. And I don't want to come on here and talk smack and this be
What?
the Kris and Kris roast, but so Sheila and Maddie literally saved me and made this entirely possible, because without them I really do not know. I don't know anyone else that I could have called to help with this. They were truly the only people.
Yeah.
And I mean that. So prior to calling them, I just thought there's an easy way to do this, right? Like maybe I can call an event planner. Like they'll obviously require a budget. And they could come to the house during the window, and decorate and do the whole and create the at-home proposal, right? Which in my eyes truly would have only been like, if I'm an event planner and I'm going to do an at-home proposal, I'm going to get, roses and flower petals. I'm going to get candles, maybe balloons, like maybe some little desserts, like stuff like that, and make it special, right? So I called and emailed a few different places that are in LA, and there's not many. And one of them quoted me $8,000. Another one quoted me $10,000.
But did you ask for what?
No, the second they started quoting me money like that, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna indulge in this conversation. But yeah, they and then the third one quoted me over 10,000, and this is to come to our house and just decorate it, right? And look, I understand, I understand that
like time and
there's
planning
people's time and it was last minute also, it was like within a few day window. So yeah, they were quoting me like 8 and 10,000 and 12,000, and I'm like,
That's
to
so
come and put
crazy.
up like balloons and candles and maybe a couple bottles of champagne and like decorate the backyard. I was like, okay, Jesus, dude, like this.
Yeah, like this is getting crazy.
I really truly.
Did you start to panic at that point?
Well, I mean, yeah, because I was like, like 10,000. I would always be down to do it for you.
No, I would be mad at you.
I would always
I'd be like, oh,
I'd always be down to do it for you.
return the balloons.
No, but I'd always be down to do it for you.
Yeah.
But I genuinely couldn't justify the price for the
No.
for the deliverables, for the whatever it is. I couldn't
The
justify.
outcome or
Yeah,
whatever,
I couldn't justify it. It didn't make sense to me, unless this was like.
And that's not what matters. Like the decorations.
No, but I did want it to be special.
Yeah.
I wanted you to come home and have this beautiful,
Which it was.
like backyard, right? So Sheila and Maddie did this for us and decorated the backyard so perfectly and beautifully with roses and rose petals and all these candles.
Literally taking apart white rose petals.
Yeah.
Putting them out. Like they did a lot.
Our whole dining table in the back was like fully
White
decorated.
roses and eucalyptus and baby breath. And
the arch was
the
perfect.
candles.
The arch was lit completely.
The arch was lit and had baby breath flowers everywhere. It was like, whoa, I don't even know if I would have came up with this. Like, it's so pretty.
So I'm not gonna mention how much money I sent them,
Yeah,
but it was a lot less.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot less. And there was even money left over, a good chunk of money left over that I was like, you guys obviously keep this because it's the least that I could do.
Yeah, they literally spent their whole Saturday while we were at the car show at our house decorating.
Yeah.
And Christian did all the details of silencing the Ring cameras, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't know that anyone was at the house. Like I would have no idea. I didn't even notice that. So
genuinely, Sheila and Maddie like made this possible and made it way less stressful for me.
I'm so appreciative of them because that's really, really nice to do that for like our special thing. And like, I know how busy they are. I know they have lives of their own. And like for everyone to come together on that Saturday to like be there and do that is like, that's the nicest thing ever.
And even my boys, Gabe, Josh, and Ben, like on the drop of a hat, I told them, look, Kristen's definitely going to want photos. We need photos and then maybe some video. And these guys were like, we're there. Just tell us what time. And they came and okay. So without going too much into that direction.
Right.
So basically we did all that. We planned it. And the tough part was like, I wanted to get home for sunset. It didn't have to be like the most prime time, but it was hard to rush our families at this car show. And they were all aware at this point. I had let my parents know like, hey, look, there's people decorating at the house. So we're going to need to leave here at a decent time. Your parents knew, obviously. And
I get ready for that day. Like,
yeah. Well, you're obviously not ready for that day. You were just going out to the car show.
Not ready for that day at all. Like, literally, I'm thinking we're going to this car show. We're going out for dinner later. Maybe if we get home early enough, I'll I'll shower and wash my hair then and put something nice on for that night. But we had so many plans every single day before this day that I felt like I used all my outfits. I've been wearing jeans every day. Like I just was like, I just want to be comfortable today, you know?
Yeah.
So literally in the morning, I remember this, I put like a workout top on, like this cropped long sleeve workout top and leggings. And then Christian woke up, opened his eyes, and he said, "Oh, are you going to wear that?" And he barely ever says that. So then I was like, okay, this probably looks bad. So then I took it off.
Well, I didn't say that. You were asking me what I thought of the camo. You were asking me
No,
what...
but that was after. So then I put on this camo
really?
jacket thing, and
Sorry,
I still had leggings on.
Didn't even remember that.
Yeah, but I'm glad you said something, or else I literally would have ended up in like yoga clothes or whatever, which is fine. But
Yeah.
then I put on this other outfit that I never wear, just like a random thing, but it looked casual to go to this car show.
We kind of matched.
Well, almost.
Almost. We're close enough.
And then I see Christian come downstairs and he looks really nice. And I'm like, oh, well, what the heck? He looks nice for this car show. But I'm just thinking, okay, well, he's got all the new clothes in his wardrobe. Like he has more options. And then my parents both came downstairs. They were both wearing kind of like beige. So were you. And then I'm thinking, let me just run upstairs for 1 second and put my beige jacket thing on that I've worn on the podcast so many times too.
Yeah.
It's the color of this couch, really. So
it's the color of this room. Everything in this room.
Everything in this room. So I was like, I'll just put this on and just so we can match. Like it was just like a joke of like, oh, well, at least we're matching, even if I don't like look the cutest or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was me going into that day of like, okay, we're going to leave at this time and we're just going there because that was the plan.
And we ended up leaving to go to the car show, which was what, like an hour and a half away?
Yeah, we ended up leaving at like 11. We were supposed to leave at like 10:30. We ended up getting out of the house a little bit later.
And I was coordinating with the girls and the guys the entire time because they were like, let us know when you're officially out of the house. So
Jeez.
I had it all set up for them so that they could get there and get to work. And they literally were there like within 20 minutes after we left because I was like, okay, we're officially gone. And they came in and started getting to work. So
no one was being weird, by the way. Not one person.
Yeah, no, I mean, but I had made this extremely clear to everybody is let's just not talk about it. We're not going to talk about it around Kristen. Let's not make it look like we have this objective.
Yeah.
Just we'll do things casually. And I even told them too. I said, look, I really want to get back for sunset, but I told them, I'm like, if things don't feel like they're making sense, where we just came all the way out this way to this car show and then we're leaving immediately because time.
Yeah.
I was like, let's just play it out.
Yeah.
And if we get back a little bit later, that's fine.
Okay.
So I was like, don't start getting all stressed about like, oh wait, Christian said we got to be back for this time, and then everybody get antsy, because then it would be weird that everybody would be getting antsy when we drove an hour and a half to go to this car show that everybody wanted to go to.
Yeah.
So the window was kind of weird because sunset here has been like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and that's when I really wanted to get back for. So we would leave at like 10:30, 11, get there for 1, but then we would have to get back to the house for like 4:35. We technically would only have a couple hours there, and this is a big car show, so there's
like this thing was massive. Like
you need more than 2 hours to really go through this entire car show.
Indoor, outdoor, all these different buildings like filled. So I'm thinking we're going to be here for hours.
Yep.
And it went on till 8:30 at night or something, 8 or 9. And I'm like, well, we have no rush because it's open. Like people were talking about time. I kept hearing people go like, well, like what time is it and stuff. And I was like, yeah, but no rush because it's open till 8. Like I'm thinking we could be here all day.
Yeah. But on the way there, you went with the girls. So all the girls went in Kristen's car. And
that was a fun ride.
It was me, my dad, and Charlie, Kristen's dad, in my car.
And my car, I had my mom, and your aunt.
Yeah. So that you already know what that car sounded like.
We were talking the whole time. It was so fun.
Yeah. So we were in our car and we were literally planning this the entire time. So like the entire drive there, we were just talking about, well, what? So we needed to figure out a way to get us out of the car show to head back. We needed to have a reason, or else we would just stay there until 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And then, do that. But we were trying to figure out what's going to be the reason that we have to leave. So we came to the conclusion, my dad has a friend out here that he likes to see when he comes into town. Mm-hmm. So we just said like, okay, maybe, once it starts to get closer to the time, and let's not rush it. Let's not make it too obvious. But when it gets closer to the time, let's tell Kristen that you want to leave and also try to go see, his friend while he's in town, because he usually does. And that would be completely believable because my dad, every time he's in town, wants to go see his buddies and whatever. So So that was completely believable. And my dad was only here for a few days, so it's like he got to do a chunk of the car show, and then I want to also get to try and see if I could go see his friend. So that worked out.
You came up to me at the car show and said, "Hey, my dad wants to go see his friend. Like they might leave early." And I'm thinking, "Oh, okay." Like I felt like we could still be at this car show longer. So he was like, he could just take your car and they could just go do that. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then we'll just stay here and walk around some more.
Because I was like, we don't really need to.
We don't need to go with them.
You know, like they can go, and Charlie and Joanne also know them as well. So like it kind of worked out perfectly that they were all gonna just go together in this car and go do that while we like just chill.
That didn't like make me think anything at all. Literally, I was just like, okay, yeah, we're going to one car thing, and then they want to go do this. It's their last day. They're just trying to pack it all in. Really, that's what it felt like to me. And I was also like, but this is fun here. Like, let's still walk around. So
and that was the biggest curveball.
Really, you didn't expect that?
Well, because I was trying to like leave ASAP. So when they were already like, when we finally separated, and I was like, okay, perfect, I'm gonna leave now with Kristen. Kristen was like, well, we don't have to leave right away, right? Like we don't need to leave. Like they left, but like I kind of still want to see the car show. And I was like, oh my God, we have to leave right now because the time is getting so
and
close.
You kept saying things like, now that I think back, like, because I was like, let's go check out this building. Like, I don't know if we've been in there. And then you're like, I think we have been in there. And I'm like, no, we haven't. And then we go in and it was like, okay, maybe we had been in that one.
Yeah,
we just kept going in through different entrances. It felt different.
Yeah.
But we went into like 2 more buildings and you're just entertaining it, I guess, letting me do it.
Well, I had to. I couldn't be like, no, come on, we got to go.
Yeah.
And then you would have been like, why is this guy trying to rush out here?
To me, we felt like we were in no rush at all. And then we're heading out and trying to find the car. And we're kind of like felt like, oh, shoot, did we lose the car? Like the whole thing just felt like a really long time to get out of there. It wasn't like, let's get out and go.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, I was trying not to make it.
You were like so chill.
I was just trying to be chill. Like we're just going.
Yeah.
And Kristen's like, okay, we'll just go home and they can go do that. And then we'll connect with them later. And then we have dinner later.
Yeah.
So then we end up going.
Well, even like the way home, like we hit so much traffic.
Much traffic. It sucked.
Yeah.
Because we just missed sunset by the time we got there, which was fine because the backyard was still decorated, honestly better for night than it would be for sunset.
It looked really, really pretty.
Because all the candles, there were so many candles and the lighting was so nice back there.
But even just like a funny detail, like when we were driving home, we were having all these great conversations. Like it was like 2 hours home or something, and it kept detouring us, and it just felt like it was going longer and longer. But like I even remember this point where we were talking about kids and having kids and all that stuff and like when and what that would look like and whatever. And I just said, yeah, I just want to be married first and then we can like start doing that. And that's going to be such an exciting point in our life and whatever. And you reached over and you rubbed my knee while you were driving and you were like, I know, me too, or something. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm glad he agrees, you know, and we're just still driving. I remember exactly where we were when we were talking about that. Because I liked all of our conversations on the way home, you know? So it was already like nice. And then, still feeling like in no rush at all. Like we're pulling in, you pull into the house. I'm literally like, oh, like feel like we've been out all day. Like I'm going to go lay down. We walk in to our front door area and you can see into the backyard from there. And our like string lights are on. And I'm like, weird. Like I'm pretty sure I was the last one to pull the cord on that.
I know that
like
was
I'm like I turn those off usually. So I'm just thinking, okay, maybe one of our parents left them on or put them on or whatever. And then I can kind of see through the backyard gate a little bit.
She goes, why? She goes,
and I'm like, why is there fire?
Yeah, she's like, is there fire on?
Yeah, like literally there's these candles on that I'm squinting to see them to see, are those my fake candles or is that real fire back there? And I can see fire and I'm like, Christian, there's candles on and you're saying nothing. Like not one word. You didn't even say
what?
Like, then you go into the front door, still not saying anything, so I'm just following. I'm not really, like, I don't know. I think at that point I was like, what's going on? Like, starting to feel, like, weird, like, nervous. And then you don't take your shoes off. This is another thing.
Yeah.
You don't take your shoes off, which we always take our shoes off right when we come in the door. So I took one shoe off, thought for a second, what if this is happening right now? So I stuck my foot back in my shoe because I was like, if anything happens and I'm in my socks, like I'll be sad, you know?
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
still walking. You didn't even tell me like, come with me. I think you said like, well, let's go see or something. And I was like, what does that mean? Whatever. So we open up the sliding door to the backyard and I see candles, flowers, roses, like everything.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like first kind of thinking in my head, like, oh, is this where our parents went? Like, are we like, is this just like a nice thing? Like, you know, you don't want to like think, oh, this is for me. You know, you have to think something else first. And I'm thinking, okay, like maybe our parents did this. Maybe this is where they went, or like, I don't know. And then I like look and I see the whole arch of this flowers, and this looks like everything is pointed in this direction that we have to walk in. And he starts holding my hand, I think, and bringing me out there. And I start literally like shaking. Like my leg was shaking, like the floor was shaking below me. I was in complete shock. You're still not saying anything. We're both like, like I'm looking around thinking, how is this happening? Like, how did I get so caught off guard? You know, I just never ever expected that to like be possible.
It was such a funny moment because
we were like laughing.
We were laughing because like it got to the point where, you know, I was trying not to overbait it. So I was like telling Kristen, you know, because she's like, what's going on back there? There's lights on. There's what is it?
I'm like talking fast.
She's like, are there candles lit back there? And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Why would the lights be on? And I'm like, let's go see, like, why are they on? And like, and then like,
but like, you didn't sound worried.
Yeah, no.
So then that was a little like,
yeah, I was just like, whatever about it. But then we started getting there, and then it's funny because I didn't know what this looked like, right?
Oh.
The girls didn't send me any photos or nothing. So
it was like a surprise for you too.
So I was telling Sheila and Maddie,
yeah,
and they never did, which is like, it kind of made it better. But I was telling them while we were at the car show, like, send me photos when you guys are done, so I know like a lay of the land. I know I know like where I need to go and whatever. And they basically told me just go in through the front door and then come out the back door, right? Come out the side door.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that the twinkle lights would be on, like, because if they would have sent me a picture of that, I would have been like, ooh, I don't know, because like we would be able to see those and whatever. So it actually, it
worked out, because how else would you get me in the backyard?
No, I know.
I would have gone right to the bathroom. I would have, you know,
gone to bed.
Yeah, I would have been like, I'm just gonna lay here. So that worked to be like, what's going on?
But it was just, it started to get funny.
Yeah, it was because it was like we both know like what's happening.
Yeah. It was literally a rush of different emotions because we got there. And I wasn't nervous at all day. Like, I was chilling.
Yeah, you were so chill.
I was ready.
And you had the ring in your pocket all day.
I had the ring in my pocket all day.
His front pocket.
My front pocket. And yeah, because I was ready to go. This is the easiest thing I was going to do in my entire life, was do this, you know? And we get to the house, and then all of a sudden I start to get a little bit nervous because I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is going to look like. And then where do I just go straight to the thing? And I'm like going through this in my head to figure it out as we're going into the back.
That's why you weren't answering me, because I was like, literally, you weren't saying anything when I was asking a million questions. Why is this on?
Yeah. Well, I just wasn't giving you like much. I was like, because I was like, I don't even know what's going on. But like once we got out there and I was seeing everything for the first time, it was
What'd you think of it?
It was so beautiful, and it was better than I imagined it being.
Yeah.
And then I start getting a little emotional, so I'm like, okay, wait, dude, like stick like hold it together, man. We're not even out there yet. Like,
it together.
So then me and Kristen, like, she comes out there and she's seeing everything, and we're just looking at it together, and then I start getting getting a little giddy because it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, like we're both walking out there and there's all this stuff set up, and there's no real way that this would be for anything else. Like, there's no way that all these rose petals and these candles and there's champagne and all these things that were back there, like, this stuff wouldn't be there for any other reason. So I started laughing because I'm like, okay, so now we're in it. And like, you have to know, you know, based on seeing all these things, that this isn't for a birthday party. There's nobody's birthday.
My head was kind of like going through like a million things at once. Right when we saw the sliding door, because at that point I didn't see the fire, I didn't see the whole like arch area where you actually proposed. It was like I just saw the table. So I'm thinking, wow, this is beautiful. Like, I don't know, for some reason I just thought like maybe this is something that your parent, like our moms did together for like their last day, like for us. Like, I don't know, it seemed, I didn't automatically think proposal, I guess, but I was kind of like, I don't know, when we're headed back there, I was kind of hoping, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, but then once you're in it, you feel like you're in this like
Bubble.
realm of like, where am I? Like, what is going on? You feel out of body totally. Like, I felt like I was watching myself, like, oh, you know?
And it's like for us, I think too, because we've been together for so long. This was an overwhelmingly anticipated moment.
I think it was that too.
You know, like, 'cause,
that it's like, I cannot believe this is happening right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
And like, I guess that's the best way to put it. It's just like overwhelmingly anticipated, because it's not like we've been together for 2 years and then, oh, I proposed to you.
Yeah.
Like, it's been 12 years of us being together and getting to know each other and laughing and traveling and making memories and doing all these things. And we've talked about it so many times, and we've talked about kids so many times, and we've talked about this so many times that it's been 12 years of us like manifesting this beautiful relationship and like this specific moment.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in it, like we
were literally
I can't
like
speak for
standing
you,
there
but,
like holding hands, like my legs shaking. You're just looking at me and you're just like this.
like, yeah.
And then we just start laughing.
We start laughing.
I'm
'cause
pretty
it's
sure I said, "What are you doing?" or something.
you're like,
I
"What are
said,
we doing?"
"What are we doing?" Like, it
Yeah.
just like I felt like, you know, when you feel, it felt like I was like put into this like you just don't know what to do. You know, it's like your first time doing something. That's
Yeah.
what it felt like. This was your first time in this experience. Like, this is it, and you don't know what to do with yourself.
Yeah.
So we're just standing
Well,
there.
imagine me,
Oh yeah.
because you basically, the girls
I'm just staring at you like,
the girls get given diamonds and have to say yes or no. That's it. Okay? That's all that needs to happen on your end. You just have to show up, yes or no. You like the diamonds, I'll take it. Right? For the guys, like the headache that I had to go through to make that happen, and also like the amount of thought that I had to put into it of, you know, because I did say like, you know, some nice things to you, like, you know how much I love you and how much, you know, I've been in love with you, and it's been 12 years too long.
that's the line I remember.
Yeah.
It's been 12 years.
It's been 12
too long.
years too long. And then I got down on one knee and pulled the ring out, and I was just like, will you marry me? But in my head and in my heart, obviously, there's so much more that I wanted to say. There's so many more things.
I felt like you might have been like thinking that in your head, because I felt like we stood there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just laughing and staring at each other.
Yeah, because we're just,
you know, and
like,
it was
this
like,
is it.
yeah, like
You feel like you're about to go on a roller coaster.
like you're like prepping for this thing, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, because it's like you're looking around and it's like, this is it. Like this is the moment, right?
I remember thinking, this is it, like that exact line in my head, and like trying to like absorb like what was going on,
Yeah.
you know?
It's so hard when you're in that moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, then so I saw people, because I'm aware that they're there already. You're just walking into this.
Right.
But I knew that Ben and Josh and Gabe were there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't know.
Them.
I actually didn't know that Sheila and Maddie were going to stay after they set everything up. So they actually stayed.
Did you see them when you walked in?
No, I didn't see them at all.
I think that's when I was like, this is it.
Like from the corner of your eye, or what'd you see? How did you not see Ben?
I didn't see Ben.
Like, because
I don't even know where he was.
We're
still.
walking straight. I didn't even necessarily look that way, but I did see like the top of his head from the corner of my eye. But like we were walking to the arch, right? And down on the other side of the main wall in the backyard to the left, Ben was just crouched behind it with the camera, like lower.
I did not see that.
So he was getting us basically like walking out to the arch from this angle over here.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He was at the water, like pointed at us,
closer to the wall where the flowers are. So he was there, and I saw his head immediately. So I was like, but I was I think like I was walking with you this way, so I was able to kind of.
Wait, this is like my first time finding out he was there. What?
Oh yeah, because he came up through the steps and around the walkway and came over.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm pretty sure like Gabe and Josh were like hiding also somewhere along the wall and over there.
Okay.
And Sheila and Maddie were under the bar, in between the stools.
So when we started walking out further, like I see the whole table, then we're walking out towards the water. I looked over because there was so many little candles and stuff. I think it was Sheila, was like glowing under the bar thing, and I could see a phone covering her face, but I didn't know it was Sheila. I literally thought, this is one of our moms. Like they did this they're here. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw somebody, I felt even more nervous, I think, because it wasn't like I knew we weren't alone at that point. So then that's when I was like, oh, like I didn't know who it was,
Yeah.
So that I felt like that made me like, oh my gosh, this is like, who's here? Like, who's listening and watching?
I know, but what was crazy was like in the moment, I was trying to be in that moment.
Yeah.
And then like you're standing in front of me, and then I see,
and you can see movement,
and then I see the guys swing out.
Oh, see, I didn't see that.
Like I see all the, well, they were literally right beside us. Like they literally came up and swung out, and Ben was videoing and Gabe was taking photos and Ben was taking photos. And like just that moment of them swinging out, I was like, this was it was executed brilliantly.
They were like little ninjas. Like I didn't even know.
They were dressed in all black, hiding in the dark outside. And honestly, like if I didn't see Ben's head, I don't even know really where Gabe and Josh were. But oh man, that team
I'm glad
of people,
I didn't hear them, because I would have maybe swiveled my head and like looked like, what's that? Like nothing scared me about it. I was just like looking at you.
But Sheila, Maddie, Ben, Josh, Gabe, like
they made it come together.
Those people, yeah, they're like really close people to me, and like the fact that they just did all that was amazing, and I have their backs for life. Like they already know this. Like whatever they need at any point in time, because that was a really important moment for me, and them being a part of that moment, and not only being a part of it, but like helping me create that moment. Like, there's not like I don't even.
They really helped create it.
There's
That's
few people
exactly
that like you can rely on to even help you do something like that. So,
I know.
They were literally off the top of my head when I was like, I am going to need help to do this. They were the only people I could think of, and the only people that I thought would drop what they were doing to actually help me do this, no matter like, what the circumstances were and how last minute it was. Because it was last minute. I mean, I was messaging Sheila on the Thursday about maybe doing it on the Friday.
Whoa.
And then we were like, wait, but I'm going to be with you tomorrow.
Whoa.
So we can't do it tomorrow. And I was like, well, Saturday really is the only day, and this is the window that I have. And Sheila had a Grammy party that night. So she was like, I don't know how long I can be there for, but I'll try like to come and set it up, and then I might have to leave. And I was like, dude, whatever you got to do, if you have to leave, like leave.
Yeah.
Go. Like whatever you can do. So, and the fact that they even stayed, like they stayed and were there for like all the, there's going to be such a fun video. We'll probably end up uploading it on the Kris and Kris channel.
We haven't got our video back yet. So once we get it back, I want to see it so bad. Like I just want to relive that. Like I was reliving it through all the pictures we posted. But once we get the video back, I kind of want to upload it on this channel as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just so it's here on the Kris and Kris channel, and you guys can watch the visual of this whole thing come together. But I love hearing like all the background story from everybody of like what it was like from all angles. Because it's like, it's such a thing to plan, and there was so many people involved, which I just did not expect. Like I really did not think that was gonna happen. Like, wow. But
I'm happy that you liked it.
Yeah. I remember, I'm pretty sure you had to ask me twice if you'd marry me or I'd marry you, because
I was so nervous.
I was so nervous and so like literally just in complete shock that this was still happening. Like just because, like, not in shock that you were proposing. It wasn't that. It was like, I can't believe he surprised me. Like I just felt fully in control of like all of our plans. Like it would be hard to surprise me, and you completely did. Like, I think I was so in shock from that. And then it was like and then I'm seeing flashes from the side of my eyes, and I'm like, what? Yeah.
It was a lot. And
I think I even just said, yeah, because I felt like, it's a given. Like when you're asking, will you marry me? It's not like you're asking some stranger and you're hoping for a yes. It's going to be a yes. Yeah. So I think I just like looked at you and smiled, and I didn't even say anything. And then you had to ask me again.
I asked Kristen the second time. I was like, and I was laughing because I was like, will you marry me? And Kristen's like looking at me, and I'm like,
will you?
So will you marry me? And she was like,
and I was just like, yeah. And then, so we're all like cheering and like, can't even believe it. And that was so fun too, to be able to like experience that with people to kind of like squeal with you.
Yeah, because everybody was just started screaming afterwards.
Yeah, and then kind of right after that ish, he told our parents like, okay, come now or whatever. So then they
were
came
close.
in.
Yeah, so then our parents got to be there afterwards, which was
Yeah.
really nice. So then they all got to be there and celebrate with us.
Because I think I had to ask you, like, do they know that this is happening?
Yeah.
Because when Sheila and Maddie and everyone popped out, I didn't expect it to be all of them. Like, for some reason, I'm still thinking, like, it would be our parents in there because they left us earlier. Like, this is where they must be, you know? So then when our parents came in after, I was like, wait, do they know like what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
And they obviously were all in on it. And that was like such an exciting moment as well. Like something I never really thought would happen either, like for my parents and your parents to be a part of that. And it was so special for me. Like that was like, I couldn't have asked for anything more than that because it was like everything that I loved and like appreciated. Everything was just there. And like even being in the house, like as soon as you proposed, I was thinking, this is like exactly what I would want. And I never thought about what I would want really. Like if someone was asked me like, how would you want to be proposed? I'd be like, I don't even know. Like I actually couldn't even like think about like what I would ideally like. But as soon as you proposed, I was like, this is what I would like. So it was like exactly, it was like literally perfect.
Up top.
You did it.
Hello.
I can't believe it. You know, like it
was a
really
mission,
felt
dude.
like that. And then when Josh and Gabe and Ben popped out with all their cameras, another thing I thought was, I'm so glad they're there because like I was hoping whenever it was going to happen that at least there would be a picture. I'm thinking there's just going to be some iPhone photo someone gets, if anything, you know, like I didn't know if it was going to be documented anyway. So
no, I knew that was going to be a main thing.
I was happy that they were there.
Yeah. I knew that was going to be a thing for you, that you did want to have it documented to some degree. Cause like,
yeah, I just didn't know how you were going to go about doing that. If anything.
They wanted to do, Gabe was like, you know, we could like do this if you want. Cause he was like, we could lav you up and like get like all this audio and
my
like
gosh,
actually
we
shoot
like
a whole
had
thing.
no audio anyways. You know what I mean? Like
But
it's
I
not
was
like
like-
we said a ton. So
But I told him, I was like, I love, like I would definitely want to do that, but I don't know how we would do that.
Yeah, there's no
I'm gonna
way.
I'm not gonna even be there.
yeah, no, that would have been like really weird. Like
Yeah.
we never do that.
No, and also like I didn't want to make this like this huge, you know, orchestrated
Production type
stage
of thing,
event where
yeah.
it's like, because it really is just for me and you,
Yeah.
and the photos and the videos, like, you
That
know,
was like just for us,
yeah,
you know, like that's
it's just to have that so that we could relive that moment. It's not, you know,
well, that's what I was
like, oh,
thinking.
let's
Like,
make a
maybe
YouTube
you'll
video.
like pop up of an iPhone and lean it against something when you
Yeah.
ever do it. Like that's what I'm thinking you would do. And then just to like have our like parents all together and like, you know, everyone's toasting champagne and stuff. It was so nice. And then we had our dinner plans that I made after that.
and then we
that
went to
worked
dinner,
out.
the whole family.
Yeah, we all went to dinner and it was like we were asking everyone like marriage advice and like all that at the table.
Yeah, we love our family so much and we value them so much in our lives that like their input, their advice, everything that they have to offer for us is valuable and important.
Yeah.
And that dinner was really nice because
And you know what's weird too?
what? Uh-oh.
Well, it's just like funny coincidence that the day we went ring shopping, we went to this restaurant that we really liked.
Oh yeah.
And I remember thinking like best day ever, like went ring shopping and then also go to this place that I really liked to dinner. And then we end up at the same place
Yeah.
the day that you proposed. It's like, what are the chances? Like we didn't exactly plan that, you
Yeah.
know?
Uh-huh.
So that was just like, whoa, this is like our place now.
Yeah.
I was
So awesome.
happy.
Yeah. It was special.
It was like,
Yeah.
seriously.
But now we're fiancés.
Yeah, it's a chapter that I'm really excited about, and I love, you know, like we do go out a lot and like talk to people and meet new people, so I'm just excited that you're not just my boyfriend anymore. You're not my boyfriend anymore.
Yep, we're gonna record it.
Because like you meant and mean so much to me that calling you a boyfriend for that long
I understand.
starting it makes it, it's like people don't understand he's more than that, but I don't have another label for him.
Yeah.
So
it's a in like the grand scope of like a relationship, if you're a boyfriend girlfriend, that's very like the general perception is early stages,
yeah, like
they're
just
dating.
dating. So I
and then you
started
tell
calling
people.
you my partner.
Yeah.
Because I heard some other people doing that and I'm like, okay, maybe that sounds like more serious. That means like you're living together, like something about that. So I kind of switched the terminology.
Yeah.
But I'm thrilled to be able to call you my fiance.
This is my fiance.
Like, wow.
And now it's onto wedding planning.
Like
Right into wedding planning.
Literally.
The next day, 24 hours later, Kristen's, so there's this venue and there's this venue and this venue. We have to look at this venue. I love this. And I'm like, holy crap. Yeah.
I know, I don't mean to be like that.
No, but if we can,
because I was
if we
trying
can
to
do
hold
it,
back a little bit, but like I do hear like, okay, like
you got to get on
if
it.
you want to get married soon, like
Yeah.
you kind of have to like get on it. So I didn't want to be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be chill. I'm not trying to be a bridezilla.
No, but you have to be.
No, I don't. I'm not going to be. And if I am, tell me.
Yeah. You're turning into a bridezilla.
You're crazy.
You need to calm down.
You're too crazy here.
You're turning into a bridezilla.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
So I'll try and be the nicest and just enjoy every moment. But I'm looking forward to all the things that come after this.
Yeah.
And wearing pretty dresses and, you know.
Well, the wedding is going to be like the most fun ever.
I want
That's going to be the
most fun.
We want to throw a rager wedding. Like have like just one of the coolest weddings. Have everybody have a good time.
Yeah.
There's going to be such a really funny and awesome assortment of people at this wedding.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
100%.
there will be. Yeah, we're mixing a lot of different worlds really because we would have our family and we would have people maybe from other countries type of thing.
It's going to be like a lot of like just different people in our lives.
Yeah, it's like a mixing a lot of worlds, which is fun. As long as you bring fun people that like to dance. Dancing is a requirement.
You have to dance.
We will be dancing all night.
Yeah, there won't be any, even when everybody's tired and just sitting and doing their thing, we'll still be dancing.
Yeah.
There will be footage of us dancing when people are passed out at their tables.
I can't believe that we will actually be at our wedding one day.
Yeah, it's weird because I can just picture it.
I can picture it too.
I can picture you like in your dress afterwards, like and us dancing. It's weird because we've been doing it so much.
I know.
We've gone to so many weddings and like.
You know what we need though?
What?
Like we kind of need help maybe.
Yeah.
With, like I'm getting too far ahead of myself.
No, but go ahead.
You need the first dance song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's that supposed to be? Like, we don't exactly have a song.
Because we have so much music that we listen to together.
Yeah,
we don't have like one song that's like.
None of them are like the sappy love songs, you know?
This is our song.
Yeah, we don't exactly have that. Like maybe Love on the Weekend by John Mayer, but that's not that kind of thing.
But
we
that's
play
our
that like
song.
every weekend, you know?
And if it's not the weekend, that's going to be awkward.
No, we're getting married on a weekend. Okay, it has to be.
The wedding's on a Wednesday and the song Love on the Weekend.
Wednesday.
Everybody
Get
just sitting
the
there.
words changed.
Yeah.
No, we always play that at our house on the weekend.
Yeah.
Just like it's like a happy song to play. So
yeah.
That's the one that comes into my head, but that's not really a first dancing song.
Yeah.
So any good suggestions would be nice.
Yeah, we need to think of-
any help in general would be very much appreciated. Like I actually feel like a lost puppy. Like you just don't know what to do. It's like this whole new thing that
treading new waters.
I blocked myself from thinking about for a long time. So now that it's opened, it's like, whoa, like this is a whole world.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to be doing right now? Literally the next day I was like, what am I supposed to do now? You know, like what is there something I should be doing differently?
Immediately talking about the wedding. Yeah, we're gonna have probably way more updates, and this is probably gonna be a little bit more of a prevalent topic on our podcast.
Yeah, if you love weddings, stick around.
Yeah, because we're gonna just naturally have so many other things we're gonna be doing.
Oh yeah,
for this,
like there's
and
so
planning.
much that leads up to all this, so it's like there's a lot to say.
Yeah, so
a lot to talk through.
We'll be talking through a lot more of it on each other.
You know what I thought would be really fun too? Sorry, one more thing, and then I'll like cut myself off. Yeah. I just said, wouldn't it be so funny if we did like those wedding cake tastings on the podcast, and we did like, is that weird to eat on the podcast? But I see people ordering those tasting boxes.
Listen, I don't care where it is. It could be on the podcast.
And we could give our review in real time.
Oh, 100%.
Because we are cake people. We're excited for wedding cake.
Bring me a box of cake on this podcast.
and I'll eat it.
And stop me. Try and stop me.
We should do that. It would be really fun.
Cake testing on the podcast.
Just because we're such cake people.
These microphones are going to get destroyed in icing. Just,
This what do you think about that one?
Yeah, this one, the vanilla's good, but just covered in icing.
Oh my gosh, it'd be fun.
All right, well we'll wrap up the podcast episode there.
Yeah.
And it is this is the 14th episode, or the 13th was last one, right?
It's the 14th on the 14th on Valentine's Day. This is all meant to be. It's really feeling like that. And we have no plans for Valentine's Day. as of now.
Well, no, we got plans.
We have plans, yeah.
Of course we have plans, dude. What do you mean? How are you going to say we have no plans on Valentine's Day?
Okay.
We got to do something.
I'll whip
We're not
together
doing
some
nothing.
plans.
Yeah. Are you going to plan it this time?
I don't know.
And then tomorrow she's going to look at me and go, so are we doing anything today? Or, yeah, of course.
No pressure, because we already had such a great day. It felt like Valentine's Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I hope you guys are with your loved ones, whoever they are. Galentine's Day. Have you heard of that? Girls, and their friends having
Galentine's
fun.
Day?
Yeah, like gals.
Oh my God,
yeah.
dude.
Whoever it is.
Happy gals.
We hope you're having a happy day. Every day should be a loving, happy day. So.
Yes. And thank you guys so much for being here. It's a really important episode for us. So we're happy that you guys are all here.
Thanks for sharing the excitement with us. And thank you so much to all the comments just on everything of just saying congratulations. Like every single thing means so much to us.
Yeah,
we're so excited that people are like excited too.
Yeah, we've had an overwhelming amount of support over the years. And even just now that we're engaged on every platform that we're on, just so many people congratulating us. And it does mean a lot. We read through everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you everybody for being here with us.
Thank you so much.
We love you guys.
Love you guys so much.
We'll see you next week.
Love you so much.
Love you so much. That's my fiance right there. I don't know if you knew that.
Yay!
That's my fiance right there.
Right there.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.